So guys, here's my first video on University of North Texas. Let's go for a ride then. The stop signals where you have to cross the road. These are the roads. This one is used to stop the traffic where the pedestrians can cross the road. So here we go. You have to wait for some time. There comes the signal where you have to walk. And this is the Fry Street at Friday night. Here the fall semester is gonna come to an end. So here are some of the to-dos that you have to do before you come into the university. Firstly, the prerequisites would be you have to write IELTS or any of the competitive exams which have been accepted here, like the GMAT, GRE, and also you have to. There's a catch here. You have to write the GRE or the GMAT for sure, because there are some scholarships in India which accept the GRE and GMAT, not IELTS alone. So that would be a main catch. That would. Some of the to-dos include. I suggest you do the best evaluation for you. For if you want to transfer some university, I also suggest you take some 2 to 3 admissions and the I-20s for sure. So before you come to the US, for that, if you want to change the university by any chance in the next semester, you can do so by easily. If you have an I-20, you can change the university if you have an I-20 of other universities. I-20s are a must if you plan anything in future. Here is the University Union. This is the one of the I can say you this is the main building for University of North Texas. It's like the main campus. And also coming to the seasons of study in University of North Texas, or for that matter in the entire US, they're usually divided into 3 seasons: fall, spring, and summer. So usually students that covers an entire year. So here in US, for different subjects there are different credit criterias. Everything is measured in credits. You have assignments, projects, and some professors take exams. So the subject depends on professor, not on the syllabus. If a professor decides to do anything, he can change it. So this is one of the main criteria of study in US. Coming to my course, I am from business analytics. So mine is a 36 credit hour course. That is in the sense a subject is divided into 3 credit hours. So 36 is 12 subjects in total. In that 12 subjects, one subject is for final project. So we have 11 subjects in total for study and one subject for final project. So a minimum of 9 credit hours is required for a full-time student to complete his one semester at UNT. You can go up to 4 or 5 if you are a brilliant student. So this is something. So there are a total of 11 subjects and one project, which comes to 12 subjects in total. So you have to achieve those 12 subjects and 36 credits to complete the graduation of masters in US or the UNT in particular. Some of the things you should and must be getting to US is if you want to drive a car, I suggest you bring an international driving license. I would suggest you also bring like the winter clothes for US. They are very important. You can also bring thermals, which you get in India. But this will help you resist cold in the US if you are coming somewhere around November to December. If you can afford to buy here, you can buy here as well. You would get it not in the university or the Denton area. You would find Frisco and the nearest cities to near the university is Irving, Frisco, Dallas. Basically Denton is something constructed for the university, I can say, because you don't have much of opportunities here for the students. You can go to, I suggest you stay somewhere around Frisco or Irving, so that you can find some means to survive, uh, that would really help. This was not told to me by anyone. Like, if you mostly in US you would have college online, so you hardly will go one day a class for US for in-person class, and rest would be online. Like, it might change because of the COVID rules, so I don't know. As of now it is like that. It might change, we never know. So I suggest you could stay somewhere around Irving if you find well and good. First thing is very important in US is you find good friends who can support you by your study or your household work. Yeah. One main important thing I would suggest is learn cooking and come, man. So there are some other things that you need to do, like from your bachelor's. If you have done your bachelor's, you need to get your transcripts. Transcripts would include first semester transcript and the final transcript, which you have to bring to submit to the university. You also have a transcript for your original degree, the OD transcript, which is also important to be submitted for. So I would suggest you bring somewhere around 4 to 5 copies of your transcripts. This would cost you somewhere around, like, it depends on the university to university. It costed me somewhere around 3,000 for me. So transcripts are also very important for universities. It has to be submitted to the universities. There's a catch here. You need to have first semester transcript and the consolidated memo transcript and also the original degree transcript. These three have to be taken care by. These three have to be bought by you. So make a separate folder where you have all your certificates, your degree certificates, your if you have done your masters already in India, you can also do that. Bring your certificates from there. Bring 4 LORs from your respective professors, which has to be submitted to the university. So yeah, pretty much like that might suffice. Like, I suggest you bring for your initial expenses somewhere around $1,000 to $2,000, depending upon what you want to do. That would be enough, I would say. Like $2,000 would be more than enough for your initial survival until you find your part-time. And there are banks in India which support the forex. The forex is also very important. This forex can be used for the fund transfer from India if your parents are sponsoring you. And also after you come here, you can apply for any of the banks, like you have Chase, Wells Fargo, and some of the US banks which do support students. You have to take a student account. So that's pretty much about that. You need to have your passport. I would suggest you make a color Xerox of your passport and your visa copy, and make a card, like a small card out of it, like an ID card which you use, like the Aadhaar or your driving license, like that. You make a card of your visa copy and the passport initial page which contains the details. Make a copy and you can use that for proof purpose to show to anyone. If they stop and ask you about your ID, you can show them that. And I would also suggest you bring your international driving license. You could apply this at a local RTA. This can also help you if you want to drive your car. You can also help. And initially the transport here was very costly, and the places here are also very far. If you come here, and a car is one thing which I would suggest you would take early along with your friends in sharing. That would be very helpful. Some of the other things are, like I've said, like SSN is important. Your initial driving license is important. Yeah, that would suffice for now. And the important thing that I would suggest is start applying for part-times in the university campus before you even reach US. This would help you get your appointment letter, which in turn will help you get your SSN. For SSN, you need to have your appointment letter. There's a portal on, if you search in Google, you find a handshake.com and /UNT, which is especially for UNT students. That has to be made, and you can first initially log into your using your student mail ID. If you have got one, you can log in for your Outlook, where you find the UNT handshake portal access. which will help you find jobs in US campus, on campus. This will the main thing. You SSN can be obtained easily when you're a student if you have a on campus part-time jobs. Like I've said, this is a signal for crossing.
Wait.
And there, if the man should appear by now. I don't know why. Once the man appears, you need to, yeah, you see that symbol for the man? Then you can cross the road. I suggest you find friends who are in line with your course. Like if you are in business analytics or in health informatics or anything like that, you find friends of similar group. This might help you clear your projects and do your assignments. Like you can be of a peer help here, so that would be better if you're staying with them. And here we are back on the Fry Street. This is the Christian campus community at this Fry Street. This is the Oak Street apartment. Especially coming to the cars in US, they are mostly automatic. So if you have drove an automatic car, so it would be easy for you to understand what automatic car is. Like I would say 90 to 95% of the cars are automatic in US. So if you have driven in India, it would be like a tie game for you. But one thing you have to check is you have to follow the signals and rules here. Like it is very, very strict, and the fines are very heavy on your student. If you are a student, that would be very heavy on your pocket. So be mindful of the fines and the driving speeds. You cannot go too slow or too fast. You need to maintain the driving speed limit which is mentioned on the roads. Yeah, that would help you learn driving as well. Initially, you can drive on the local streets where you can learn, because as in India, it's not a left-hand drive, it's a right-hand drive. So this would be a little confusing. So initially you can learn here and drive. I don't suggest you can buy electronics in India. If you're coming to US, you can buy it here. There are plans in US for phones which you can pay monthly of $40, $30 or $50, where you can buy the phones and clear by them. And if there's a new model releasing, you can also exchange these phones and upgrade your phone for. So phones I would not suggest you buy in India as well. And also most of the electronics you can buy it here. Like there are plans which you can substitute for